Welcome to the Flicks, Picks, and the Nitpicks, and I am your humble host, No718, and let's get it. Alright, just to get it out the way, this channel is not at all geared or catered to people under the age of 18 or younger. Viewers' discretion is advised, preferably 21 and up and over. Now let's get it. Now, first and foremost, I want to talk about the Black Widow trailer. The Black Widow trailer, the first one, you already know I liked it. I just didn't like everything up to David Harbour, known as the Red Shield. I did not like the comedic elements in that. I think it's becoming, at least for Marvel, if you're selling yourself to be very genre oriented, even though I still think they have accomplished it with respect to what the overarching genre is, the comic book industry, I don't think they've really fully committed for an MCU film to fit comfortably in its genre, absent the whole entire MCU, without it being considered. Like, for a comic book movie that is a insert genre here, that is a spy thriller. For a comic book movie, this is a horror. I don't think they've elevated it up to that point. They've elevated it to a good place, a very nice commonality. I still think that the MCU is very formulaic, and for me, it takes me out of the film, at least as far as my nitpicking part of me. That's why I like to separate it from the nitpicks and what we see overall as just a everyday film goer. That being said, everyday film goer loves it. The nitpicking in me, David Harbour is going to annoy me with the comic relief. He's in the fat chubby guy that can't fit in his suit. That's going to be kind of played out. And for the MCU to be the leaders in keeping everything fresh, and what they were doing in and of itself was already a labor of care, a labor of passion, but most importantly, something that they had to be very careful with. What they attempted was the biggest risk you could ever try to do, especially at that time. Now everyone's trying to do it and they can't do it as successful as Marvel, and that's mostly because everyone wants to ramp it up. They don't want to go through Iron Man 1. They want to start from Avengers 1 and Avengers 2 going forward. And that you can't do. You have to go in understanding that this is where we're starting from and this is where we're going to take it. That being said, now, Black Widow trailer, first one, I liked it. I'm hoping the second trailer is as good as the first one. I'm hearing a lot of good things about it, at least from those that have liked the original or the first trailer that was released. So the second one, I would expect, if you liked it before, it could only magnetize how you felt about it. I would hope in a positive way. That being said, I'm excited to see what this trailer 2 has in store for us. So, without further ado, drum roll, let's get it.
Natasha, my sister. After all this time, what brings you home?
I'm on the run. I was trying to do something good. Be more than just a trained killer.
You're fooling yourself.
Black Widow.
We are still both trained killers.
We have unfinished business.
Who's we?
Still fits, Family, back together again.
You got fat.
Smelling water wet.
Okay. The music is still playing it straight. That's what I want.
New enemies. I'm done running from my past.
That's nasty. Okay.
Who the hell is that guy?
Feeling it. I'm liking the trailer. I like what I'm seeing. I love what I'm seeing so far. I like how they now, by the way they played the music up, his comedic elements doesn't seem as jarring. This is what I like, and this is where sound effects is going to be employed at its most. They played the trailer overtone music straightforward to set the mood that it's a more serious film. I feel like in the original one they changed it up so abruptly, and even though I don't think they made a comedic music, it wasn't like Bulk and Skull, doo, 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 doo. It wasn't something like that. It was something more down the line of a abrupt pause to let that comedic moment sink in, and it just felt like you was just watching like an inserted frame of what David Harbour did for Hellboy, at least from what I seen in the trailers. So at least when you see him coming in, and maybe it's because I expected it, but the way they had the music going, playing it up more serious, even though you could tell he will be funny, it doesn't take away from who and the lifestyle that Black Widow represents. She actually represents the most adult, your most adult, straight serious, badass character. There should be no fluff with her. She was basically another weapon of a human weapon. She killed people. She was an assassin, and she was straightforward. She wasn't a quirky person or nothing of that. She's been military trained. She's from another country, from Russia, so she even has a lot more to do with the personality of their covert operations people, especially coming from a different language of sorts. So in the Red Room and how she was trained, this antisocial Russian woman that eventually ends up in the United States working with SHIELD. So when you have a character that's that kind, that has that type of depth, that in order to create a killing machine, they had to destroy the human being, the innocent child she once was, the woman she once was, to create this autonomous killing machine. Her film should be set like that, especially after seeing how emotional she was during Endgame, losing her family, the family she grew into, pretty much leading the Avengers, and how emotionally fragile she was when she had her quiet moments eating her little sandwich, her moment with Steve. They showed and explored a lot of vulnerability with a character like that, that I think that this could be the film where you could actually really play up drama. And you have an excellent actress in Scarlett Johansson. Why not go for it? Make this be your most serious. And since you want the women, this could be your first rated R, first serious role where you could really honor who she is by exploring where she came from. And I wouldn't have been surprised if you went rated R, even if the kids can't get get involved in it as much. Who cares? You got so much other MCU where you could just franchise endorse. Even though we're not gonna get the rated R film in the MCU, and I think they've made that very clear. This could be your most dramatic one. You're one scraping the edge of it, and I hope that this is what it is. And these are just trailer companies just playing it up to give you a lot more of the comedic effects to make the kids want to make parents feel more comfortable bringing their kids. But needless to say, I still hope this is your most serious, your most adult approached MCU film. But let's check it out again, and let's cue this bad boy up, and we're gonna check this trailer out one more time. And go.
Natasha, my sister. After all this time, what brings you home?
I'm on the run. I was trying to do something good. Be more than just a trained killer.
You're fooling yourself. We are still both trained killers.
She's interesting. This girl is interesting.
As we.
I'm sure he's gonna be funny. I still want David Harbour to be a badass, not always make a joke stopping to make a joke everywhere it goes. And you see how they're playing it with the music in the background, and he's still being funny. I like this because now it looked like, even though he's not so much being funny, it's just he's just a soldier, and this is just more his personality as opposed to him being funny.
Who the hell is that guy?
Now this should be interesting. This is where they can actually go out of their way to show a guy mimicking someone and also playing up several different fighting styles. You can have a whole lot of fun. And because he's fully masked up, you can have different types of people, male and female, in the costume, just going the fuck off, doing all different types of style. This is where so many people would have been playing Taskmaster. He would have been just like every stunt person. Even the stunt choreographer that was that might have created Scarlett Johansson's moves, I would have had her in the suit. Everybody would have wore the suit at least once, just to really show the different types of fighting styles he could switch and go seamlessly in and out. And because he's fully garbed and we don't see Taskmaster, it not only could be fun, especially behind the scenes like trivia, you could really, really express the fight scenes and how different it is and make it even almost an art form to it. You can have a lot of subtle fun and a very nuanced film just by working really hard to flesh out who she is, and it could really stand miles above all others if they go out of their way to make this a film. Like, I'm thinking Jason Bourne. She should be the Jason Bourne of the MCU. Hands down, born none. And this is what I'm looking for. Now, like, don't get me wrong, Captain America is the same type, but he comes with that levity because of the type of character he is. Because he's still the man out of time, and he's the Boy Scout, etc., etc., etc. He's very much old school Superman, but a badass all the way around. There's a lot you could do with him. But with Scarlett, you really want to make sure that she is the straight man. Because out of her and Captain America, she's a straight man. That's who she is. She would be the bad cop in their bad cop, good cop, or good cop, bad cop, same shit. So this is what I'm looking forward to in this film. The shots looks pretty much generic. I'm not going to shit on it. I did like that action sequence where she was falling through the sky. That wasn't presented here, but it was presented in the original trailer, which seemed like that's going to be the big monster fight scene, the big set piece, action set piece at the very end, in the third act. And it looks great. It looks amazing. The shot looks dope there. But in this, I didn't see anything too challenging in terms of how they're presenting anything that I've seen so far. It seems very straight, even keeled. You might not be able to tell which director might have done it, because it has that same seamless aesthetic, which isn't a bad thing. But even if we're going to use the same aesthetic, I want to see interesting camera angles, things that we could do to really express and separate each and every film apart from each other, even though we're using the same filters, the same lens. I'm not mad at that. I don't think they need to change that up. But what I do want to see is a lot of creative camera work to almost show the different types of point of views in which all these films and centered around these characters come from, to set themselves apart. But anyways, it's not really about what I think. It's all about what you guys think. Leave it in the comments below. Do you like the Black Widow trailer? Do you like trailer 2 better than the original one? Is it moving you in the right direction in terms of excitement for this film, or did this one set you back further than what the original trailer made you feel? Let me know. Like, share, subscribe. See you next time. And as always, till I have a better outro, chill.
Back together again.
You got fat.
Smelly water wet.
There's a new world of widows. New enemies. I'm done running from my past.